Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing who may be joining in on this stream? I'm going to go ahead and stream for just a little bit today. So, wait, what the? Who's sniffling? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What's up, dude? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing good.
I'm going to do some pixel art. Hello, Fiokes. It's not me saying hello, folks, but a guy named Fiokes. I just realized it sounded like I said folks. All right. What have you been up to today, Mike?
What did I do? Laundry. Doing some laundry. Watching. I just opened Netflix to pass some time, and I noticed that they have Last Jedi.
Oh, they have Last Jedi on Netflix?
Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me check this out.
Have you not seen The Last Jedi?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've only seen the new ones.
Oh, okay. How did
Yeah,
you
but
like the latest one?
I haven't seen it. You talking about Solo?
Um,
Oh,
yes.
I saw.
I guess what I meant was The Force Awakens. That one.
Did I see that one? Let me Google.
That's the latest.
Force Awake. I thought Solo was the latest.
It is. No, I think I meant like out of the trilogies.
Oh, yes, I have seen this one. Yeah,
What's up?
2015. That's on
What's up,
Netflix.
Bract? And what's up, uh,
I don't know.
Alan Year?
I liked the new films. I think they're fine. But I could see why if you're like an OG Star Wars fan, you'll nitpick it. But like when it comes to trying to cater to a new audience, which I would fall in, they're good enough to me. They're good enough.
What do you
The
like?
only thing I'd critique is they still do those weird like old school um, PowerPoint transitions where like it'll fade with like a spiral, like it'll, you know what I mean, like PowerPoint presentations.
Dang, dude.
It's a little jarring
Shut your
because
mouth.
it's like grow up. All right, you know what I mean.
I like PowerPoint,
Wow,
but
you're a loser.
even PowerPoint's outdated.
What about you, man? You finish your move?
Well, we've technically finished. We just need to, we just need to unpack some of our stuff that's in the garage. But overall, we're doing good.
Did you guys got a? Sounds like you got a house this time.
Oh no, we're still in an apartment. Can't afford a house in Irvine. Talking about.
Oh, you're still in Irvine? What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, we were gonna
Sounds like
originally
you didn't. Why'd you move in the first place if you're staying in the same place?
just because they kept on bringing up our rent, so we just decided just to find
Oh,
a cheaper place and in a
I
nicer
guess that still works
community.
out then.
Yeah,
There you go.
so we're doing that instead.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I guess you can have a garage in an apartment. I forgot.
Yeah, we had one in the last one too. So
Oh, uh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, it sounds like you were in a pretty nice place, so I wouldn't put
it's
it past you.
super nice. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Yeah,
Did you
watching the news. I've been watching
get
like
off the news? Get off the news.
I saw like our Ken was talking to me about like the World Cup and
Oh yeah.
how Korea is being praised by Mexicans because
Really?
like apparently like in Mexico too, he said that the iTunes K-pop division in Mexico like
Mm.
just skyrocketed because what had happened was according to what he was saying to me, and I'm paraphrasing,
Mm.
was that like the people in the World Cup like Korea was already out of the World Cup like competition, but apparently they were going against Germany, and Germany needed to win to advance. And if Germany loses to Korea, then Mexico can advance. It was like that. And so Korea didn't have to win. They could have just played the game and just be like, they could have decided to fate for Mexico. But then they won. And so then like now it's like a meme. Like you see a bunch of like K-pop music that's dubbed over with Mexican music. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But they're like celebrating it. It's not like they're making fun of it. They're embracing the Korean culture all of a sudden. And it's really, I thought it's fascinating. I was like, wow, that's really cool. That like
open their hearts.
Yeah. And I was just talking to him about like how much like soccer everywhere else in the world is like so much more intense. And he was arguing that it wasn't, and I was like, dude, it totally is.
What are you talking about? It's like the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah, like Americans.
Except for Americans.
Yeah, we
don't care.
Yeah, we just don't. And he's saying I know like there's like people who do, and I'm like I'm not saying that there aren't people at all that
yeah, there's all walks of life.
Yeah, right? There's absolutely
you can find outliers.
Yeah, like he's in clubs and stuff, and he's in like social like Facebook groups. But it's like same thing like concept art. To think that most people know what concept art is, it's nobody knows what this is. You get to like, I have to explain it every single time I meet someone new, you know, that has no idea what I do. And so, it's cool, man. It's like really cool to see.
I mean, just like tack on to that a little bit. I mean, just being an artist, still not looked at super respectful. Like it just isn't. Just facts. Like we're in our own little bubble in our community of artists, and it could change, but it's just not there yet. But going back to soccer, soccer's trash.
What the?
I hate soccer. It's so boring, dude.
What the?
That's just
I
for me.
wouldn't say that.
I'm a greasy.
What the?
Greasy American.
I was like, you're just gonna end it with that. I'm just greasy. I'm like, what the? Why are you insulting yourself like so hard? I'm just so greasy, dude.
I embrace my greasy American life.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I just never grew up with it, you know.
Yeah, I think soccer is entertaining to watch. Like a sport that I don't think is entertaining to watch is baseball.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah.
That's fighting words, dude.
Do you like baseball? That's weird if you like baseball.
No, I don't. Not now. So I grew up on baseball though, because I grew up in Seattle, right? So we had the Mariners, and we had like Ichiro, and my mom and dad. My dad is the kind of guy that knows like a ton of famous people, but he's not famous. You know what I mean? He's a great guy, but you know, he's got all the connections. So we always got, growing up, we always got free Mariners tickets because he started a wheel store in Seattle and got really big, made a lot of money. This was before I was born though. And so he sold wheels to like Sir Mix-a-Lot. He helped build the car for the music video what's his music video? Where it's all about the ass or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Big butts?
Yeah, like big butts. So
I don't think that's actually. I think it's called "Baby Got Back." That's what it is. But the first line is.
You know what I mean. We all know the song.
Yeah. What is up, Asthma Turk? Anyways, I just giving shout outs. Continue your story.
Oh yeah. So anyway, he sold a bunch of wheels and rims and whatnot, like high end stuff, to a lot of the Mariners folks. So we always got free tickets growing up, and so I always went. So I was into baseball as a kid, but once I learned how stupid I was.
What? How stupid of a kid you were?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was like, baseball sucks. This is boring. To each their own with anything, right? But it's not for me.
No, baseball sucks objectively.
Oh.
Yeah. Tell your dad he sucks.
Whoa!
Just for no reason. He's like,
whoa!
What?
You talk shit about my dad.
Why, son? Why?
My dad will fight your dad. My dad will win. My dad could beat up your dad.
That's probably true.
Oh, now I got sad. I don't like where this is going.
It doesn't change the fact that soccer still sucks and your dad sucks. Oh!
Whoa! Dude.
Anyway, yeah, yeah, I'm not a fan of baseball. Yeah, but you're right. Like some people do. Some people like it. That's fine.
What about so I mean, you can not like baseball. What about games? What about those sports games? Didn't any of those catch your interest?
Yeah, hold on,
Ever?
just a second. Someone Jack is asking if the sound is a little low. Sounds good on my end. I'm
I can
looking at it.
check for you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on my thing too. It's reaching the green bars because if it goes right here, it's going closer to the red. But here, I can move this up a little bit. I can scooch this up a scoot.
I can't totally tell, but I just turned it up on my end, and it does sound a little low.
Okay, maybe there is some truth to this. All right.
Yeah. Compared to like your voice through Discord, it's a lot lower.
On Discord, it's a lot lower.
No, no, like through my computer, your voice on Discord is very loud, right? Like I can hear you fine. But then if I turn you up on the stream, in contrast, it's like much more quiet. And it's both of us. It's not just me on the
Yeah,
stream.
well, I would assume that it's both. Yeah, I don't have the.
Nothing should be different, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
did everything like I did before. So if it was low, it might have been low then as well.
True.
Let me see. Let me see if I can fix this now. Why wait? Let's fix these problems now. Let's go to sounds, recording. Let's see. Properties. Okay, so this should change. Hello, Aaron from North Carolina. Let me know if this has affected.
Yeah. You've affected Discord a lot. I'll turn you down on mine.
But Discord's now super low or loud for you.
Yeah, I turned you down a lot though. You're fine.
Okay. Now check the stream.
If it makes the stream better, yeah, I'll check.
Now it's so damn loud. All right, let's try to bring it down to. It's all right, guys. You guys are here to help me. Well, if you guys are blasting it because you couldn't hear me before, it could be that. But Mike's gonna check. He's gonna tell me.
I just checked. I think it's a little better for mine.
A little better.
Yeah, I think wait for a response from the chat. See what they think.
Everyone can hear me. Here, I'm just gonna leave it at that. That should be fine. Just got through watching Lighting Technique from way back. Awesome. Thank you for that. Yes, it's a lot louder. What did you want from me, Jax? Huh? Jacko. First you're saying it's too quiet, and now it's too loud. Here, I'll put it at a medium volume. And then I'll just call it that. And then you guys just adjust your own audio devices. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't think hearing me was the problem. I think it was just the volume. That's what I'm trying to correct for right now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to redesign a character that I had for a game that I'm working on. Here, I'll show you guys the games. I'll pump and open in the construct. And the game audio should be playing, so I'm going to just turn this down. But it should be playing, and it should be super loud. Actually, it shouldn't be. I have adjusted the volume. So, you won't be able to see this yet, Mike. But I started making this game based off an idea that I had, and it's a pretty simple platformer. But the whole idea is that you only really should just be jumping. It's just about it. Oh my god! I suck. And oh no! What? I jumped too soon.
I'm starting to see some. I'm starting to see a little some.
Yeah.
See a big-headed sprite jumping around, having a good time.
Yeah. And
I love that parallax.
Yeah, so I like the I like the stand-in art, and I usually have this process where this is the final art, but I like the game, and I kind of feel like I want to take this seriously. I want to try to make this game look a little bit more legit, and so f me, and so this is what I've made so far. But I want to get to the fun stuff. There's some cool like action movie stuff, and this was given to me by a friend of mine, Nick Carver, and he gave me this great feedback about like making platforms that explode, and then you jump on those platforms that are flying in the air before they like fly away, and I thought that's really cool. Oi! Oh!
Yeah, I can see how it would increase like urgency.
Oh Jesus! Okay, hold on. I can do this, guys. It's my game.
No, you can't.
I'm the
You're
best.
trash.
I'm the best in my own game.
That's not how that works.
I designed it. I designed it so it's like specifically to my taste, like what I think the distance should be. It was funny because Nick was playing and I told him he had to earn it. He had to like get to the exploding platforms, and he said those small platforms hurt his feelings, but he got to it. Okay, so here you go. Here's the exploding platforms, and then, you can't see it yet. I know, Mike, but.
You're saying there's a difference between the exploding ones and the falling ones?
Oh no! Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen those.
Oh! Anyways, I'm gonna stop.
Was this at all inspired by speedrunning? After watching GGQ?
No, I was already making this, and then
the exploding ones are pretty cool.
And then and then the speedrunning just made me like the art. Remember, I was commenting on the art.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really need to leverage my art skill more.
Yeah, dude.
And so I've decided to kind of rethink the design of the character. I'm gonna probably model him in 3D, animate him in Blender.
Yeah.
And then sprite it up in Blender, or sprite it up in in Photoshop. I actually have some strategy. I did some tests. So I'm just going to design the character first. I'll try to design like a cool looking character. You know what? I think these other silhouettes I thought were a little bit too exaggerated, but I think maybe I should explore. One's a little too generic. This one's definitely shitty. I'm not going to work with this one. This one can go.
Yo, so with the games that you've made so far, do you feel like you've leveraged your coding skill and your art skills about even, or have you tried like
not even
super leveraging the art? I would argue, I'm sure you'd agree, is like, you could have simple mechanics, but if the art is super sick, like, it makes the game.
Cool. Absolutely. In fact, that's the thing that I talked to some of my friends about, like, having artistic, having like a lot of artistic uniqueness actually brings a lot of value to your game, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, in some cases, like the art of the game is what makes a lot of what people have appeal in for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you think of like a game like Last of Us, for instance, right? The game is like incredibly, like the mechanics are incredibly simple. Actually, they're not really anything groundbreaking. A lot of what they do. So where the groundbreakingness comes from is the visuals, right? Like the nuanced animations to like the
I was gonna
beautifully
say,
realistic
big part
looking
of emphasis is their animations.
Yeah,
that
so
team kills it.
So what ends up happening is it makes the game look like a real thing, like a movie. Like that's like the number one compliment you see from that.
Natural movement.
It feels like a movie, and so I think that's kind of what I'm going to do.
I feel like through all the experiments that I've seen you've been doing, and I'm sure there's some I haven't seen. Any of those, if you just took them a little further, put a hell of a lot of polish on your art, on your skill, which you have, I think you'd make some really, really dope stuff, or more dope stuff than what I've seen. Like what was the one? I don't remember the name exactly, but it was like Ultimate Mech Showdown or something.
Yeah.
Dude, that one, I want to see that one. That's my favorite thing you've done yet. And the art was there, man. It was looking sick.
Well, that's the thing. There was nothing to it. It was just the art. And so,
the gameplay mechanics, like there wasn't
any
like objectives yet, but like,
Well, that's my.
that's what I'm saying. Hold on, that's still what I'm
Nope.
saying though. It's just
No
moving
holding
around,
on.
man. Moving around was fun because the art looked good. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Moving that
I'm
stuff.
actually agreeing with your original point, which is that the fact that
Stop agreeing with me.
the fact that it didn't have any artistic, or I'm sorry, any game mechanics didn't matter
Yeah,
because the art style had some
it's
solidity to
killer,
it.
man.
Yeah, it had some
It
solidity.
was everything felt like it belonged together.
Yeah, and so I'm not disagreeing that there is some value to art. I'm saying that you're right.
Yeah.
And I when I was watching the speedrunners, and I was just watching like Super Nintendo, like Super Mario World, and just being like, dang, dude, like that game is really polished. It's incredibly good. And I thought like this game looked better than my game that I'm working on right now. And that's weird because they didn't have the tools that I had. you know?
Yeah.
Like they were like working on spreadsheets, you know? And I'm like I have like all these beautiful tools to make my artwork so amazing. And so I'm like, I need to leverage that. So I started like looking back online for like great inspiration, just for this specific design aesthetic. And so I'm gonna go ahead and try to leverage it. Hey, I'm trying to make my character stand out more, but can't afford the good 3D stuff. Would Sculptress be a good option? Yeah, Sculptress is fine. I've seen lots of people use Blender too. Blender's a great tool for 3D, and it's free. And it's only going to get better. They're going to release their 2.8 eventually. Like right now, there's some beta, and you can actually get access to it now.
I'm fairly sure it's 2.8 is coming in like a month or two.
Yeah, it's coming soon, and it's going to be a pretty big game changer. But even if it's like, even if like that's true that it's going to be a huge game changer, it's already good. You know, it's already.
I was gonna say that.
It's already like good as it is. Like there was no real need to amplify it any further. They just really wanted to be a contender in this industry.
They're just showing off at this point.
Yeah, like they want to really demonstrate being a contender. That's kind of a better way of thinking about it. Not that they want to be a contender; they already are a contender. They just want to like kind of like stamp their place in this industry as like a real genuine 3D software. So
Kind of like if you think, part of what you can think about is back when Learn Squared first started, and Jama was working on his Intro to 3D concept art class. He wanted to do some work with 3D Code for that class. And one of the problems with 3D Code at that time was that their website looked like you were getting scammed. It was super sketchy. So presentation is also a big part of it, and that's kind of one of the things that Blender's 2.8 also has a lot of cool features and stuff, but they're putting a huge emphasis on this UI overhaul and user experience, making that more fluid. And so like 2.8 really, really looks polished, and it makes other programs look old in comparison, dated.
yeah, so that makes a lot of sense to me. They're working on that polish. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Yeah. Actually, me and Ross have talked about doing another collab video. And he also wants me to get on top of his like Patreons. He's got like Patreon like Q&A sessions, I guess, and he wants me to be a part of one of them. Yeah, Ross is a great guy. He's a really cool guy. So I'm really happy for his success. He's really blown up. Very happy for him. Hope he keeps going, and hope he doesn't fall into any controversy. I don't think there is going to be any. He's a pretty PG individual, but you never know. But my experiences with him is really great. He's really good. He's a really good. Oh, thank you, Fiox. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, the whole exploding platforms again was my friend's idea, but now I'm like kind of thinking. And Kalen came over and he saw me play the game, and he was commenting on it. He's like, dude, you should make the whole game that. Because it's so much fun, just like trying to be like a ninja. And I was just thinking like, yeah, maybe I should find a way to like think of like action hero tropes, like jumping away from explosions and trying to like have like a lot of precision in jumping, and just being like a complete badass. And so, someone's just honking. Hey. Shut up. So I think, yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm going for. Looks like
Jeez.
gonna get there around 8:45. Okay, so gonna message somebody in just a moment this information. But yeah, but like I need to leverage my art. Let me show you some games that inspired me. I was just like, oh my god, I'm like doing nothing.
While you're pulling up, did you pick anything up for the Steam sale? I just did this afternoon.
Oh no, I didn't.
Dude.
What do they got on Steam? Let me
Everything.
see. Oh, do they now?
You like the indie stuff though.
I do love the indie stuff.
Those are already pretty cheap, so the sales aren't as impactful.
All right, let's see what they got. Oh, Pix Shark. Let's see what this game is about. No, Minecraft looking game. Presentation. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
I already got. Let me see how my wish list has gotten some Steam sales.
Did you ever play
Hellblade. Ooh, Hellblade's $18. Ooh, oxygen not included. $15. Ooh, Northgard. Dang, all these. Ah, dude, A tier. That needs to come out already. Did Blasphemy come out already? That's the game that I was talking about. I don't even know how to spell blasphemy. Yeah, let me type it in. Blasphemy. I'm just gonna have Google help me. Oh, there is no Y. Blasp. Okay, got it. All right, let's type in game. So if you guys look up this game, it looks freaking amazing. It's like Dark Souls 2D Dark Souls. It's great.
Oh, I have seen that. I was watching Moon stream that.
I haven't heard of the game routine. Feel free to fill me in on that. What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, nothing. Just saying. I think I've seen that game. I think I've seen Moon streaming it.
Moon?
Moon.
You have to understand that makes no sense to me what you just said.
Oh, you're so uncultured.
It just sounds like you were just like mumbling.
What an old man.
Nun.
Moon. Moon underscore. Moon.
Nun.
I'm done with you. I'm done.
See, like this game right here is like $4, right? And like that's what my game looks like. My game looks like a $4 game. I want my game to look like a $10 game. And right now it looks nothing like a $10 game. Like Starlight Drifter, this is a game that I should get. Wait, I don't think this is the game that I'm thinking about. No, there's another Drifter game with the same kind of. Oh, it's something else. It has nudity in it. I better be careful what I click on.
You know what game I'd
something
like to
Drifter. Let's see.
Have you played Titan Souls?
Hyperlight Drifter. That's the game that I'm thinking about, not Starlight Drifter. Almost got into that one. Yes, Hyperlight Drifter is a $20 game, but it looks like a $20 game. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's put this on the wish list, just in case. I'm not gonna get stuff today. Got to look into my budget. Where's the wish listing stuff?
I think
60% off is still.
5th.
What?
I think the sale ends July 5th. Just heads up.
Okay, I'm just gonna add it to my cart then. It stays in your cart, right? You don't have to like.
Yeah, you don't have to buy it right now.
Okay, oxygen not included. I definitely want to get this game. This game looks freaking dope. All right, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll come back later. Yeah, thank you guys. Oh, Moon.
Moon.
I thought you were saying noon, like with the N. Noon. I was like, what? In English, bro. Are you working on? Did that asthma guy tell me more about game routine? No, you just responded. It's pretty great at following those games. Hyperlight Drifter, thank you guys. Are you working on creating your own game company or game, Anthony? I've already made games. Now, whether the games are good, that's a whole different story, right? I've been making. This would be probably the 7th game that I've made, and I'm going to continue to keep making games. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And my strategy is specifically to just get better and better and keep making games. I'm following the same strategy that I applied to concept art, which was just keep painting until I got good. Right? It's a really good strategy. It works pretty effectively, consistently. I'm in a situation where I have enough. I just know enough people. I have enough charm that I think I can do well in this industry. And all I need to do is provide skill. And right now I don't have that. And so that's what I'm working on right now. I need to work on having good stuff that I can put in front of people that will also agree that it's good stuff.
But Anthony, how do you obtain skill?
Just by working a lot. All right.
You don't say. You don't say.
Yeah. This character right here is the best by far. By far. Yeah, I definitely can do this. This is going to be cool. And I'm going to redesign this whole jump. I'm going to make this guy look so badass.
You think you could make... I'm just going to throw games at you. Some ideas. Make this pixel art, and then make a ship. And then the whole objective is fighting on a ship. You're a pirate.
Yeah, I can do that. But what
One map.
what would be the game loop?
The what? The loop?
Yeah, like what would the player do? What would be the loop that the player would do?
You're part of the crew, everyone gets drunk, and then they start fighting, and you have to win the fights.
So you're saying you're on a ship, a pirate ship,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are all fighting on the pirate ship,
Yes.
and you're all getting drunk.
Yes.
So that's the theme in the game, some of the basic game mechanics.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example. Like Portal, the game loop in Portal would be that you essentially, as a player, you put one hole into one wall, and then you put the other hole into the other wall, right? And then you go through that hole, that will put you into another position. That's one of the loops, right? It's pretty simple. And so then, to complicate that loop, what they will do is that sometimes the holes are obscured, or sometimes they are textured in a different way, so you can only put it on certain walls. Sometimes those holes, what looks like to be the right solution will actually lead to your demise. So that's where the strategy comes into play. And then you just keep on adding on that, right? So if I were to just kind of design a game loop off of your inspired words, right? What I think would be like, okay, you would get stronger, like you would do more damage the more beer you can consume, but the less control you have over your character, meaning your character gets more squirrely, right? Like if you press up, he might not actually go up. He might actually go down, right? So that's the game. So the game loop would be that you go pound some beers, you just hit like A, keep pounding them, and then you go back into the fight to try to fight, and then the loop would be pound beers and then try to navigate to other players. At first it's easy, but you do like 1 or 2 damage to people when you punch them. But then when you pound some beers, which is that's one game right there, a mini game of drinking, then you have to then navigate to the next player and try to punch them again. But again, the navigation isn't entirely in your control. So that would be like the game loop, right? Think of games like that. Like the theme is a great way to start, right? Like that's a great idea, like to start with. But here's a great concept that I think what I learned from watching a lot of YouTube videos about this stuff is that you can actually have mechanically a very simple game, right? But if you can make the loop interesting, right? Or you can find ways to keep making it interesting as the player plays, then you have a game on your hands. Like that might actually be fun. But I'm still trying to learn how to harness that, you know? Very much like when I was trying to be a character concept artist, like a good example of like a parallel of like what a game loop would be, in my opinion, as of now, and my opinion might change as I learn more, right? But my opinion, since I don't really know for fact, would be like a parallel to like you can't really design characters well unless you know anatomy, right? And then you first need to learn anatomy, and then you'll need to learn kind of like what makes characters look cool, like what is their aesthetic motivation, right? And that would be kind of similar, like a close parallel, if that makes sense. to like a game loop. It's like a part of the thing. Like thematically, I can draw a pirate, but what would make the pirate a little bit more interesting? And first, I have to be able to. Actually, I'm going to change my opinion in mid thought. I just thought about it. Actually, a better analogy. So, like designing the character. Specifically, like when you design a character, like there's two ways of making a good character. One is designing it just on a visual level, and then two, designing it on a visceral level. Like it's like what you did draw, like with the idea that you drew, like the idea behind it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be drawn well if it's a good idea, but a bad idea can be perceived well if drawn good, right? So the same way I think about like a game loop would be like the game loop could mechanically be kind of simple, but if you wrap it around a beautiful shell, kind of like Last of Us, right? Then it kind of takes the monochromatic gameplay and make it feel alive, right? And then vice versa, you can have a game with super crappy graphics, but has such a fascinating game loop, right? That's so much fun. Like Tetris, for instance. Like Tetris doesn't need to look good to still be addictive and fun, right?
Yeah.
So like that actually I think that's better parallel than my original assertion, and I think that's more factually accurate. So yeah, so whenever you, so when you understand
what you were meaning.
So when you think of like a game idea, like I think it's great. I think it's a great idea to start with like a theme, like guys on a ship that fight and they're drunk, right? But then you have to think, what does that mean? Like, what does like actual like movement and gameplay feel like? What is the loop? Like, what do I have to keep doing and learn how to keep doing to get better at, right? So that way I can like beat my friends in this game. Like Overwatch, right? Like it has like the simple FPS game loop, right? You run and shoot kind of thing. But then there's like a meta loop there, or there's another like aspect, which is you have to memorize maps. You have to also know how other players and characters behave, right? So that's what brings the complexity to the game, right? So it doesn't make it just your standard shoot 'em up. But don't get me wrong, like shooting people in general, like just having a game where you just run and shoot people, that loop alone is a lot of fun. Okay? And so what people try to do is try to find ways to level that part up or make it interesting or make it their own,
Yeah.
So anyways, what were you going to say?
No, I was just I guess I'll add on then, since now I can think about game loop. Does it work? And, give me some time to better give these ideas with game loop in mind. But I'm thinking like, dude on a pirate ship, right? Getting drunk, alcohol's involved. That alcohol, maybe there's like a gauge at the bottom. It does give you less control over your player, but maybe there needs to be a benefit. Like, why would you want to get increasingly drunk? Or maybe it's out of your control. As the game progresses, you're just like an alcoholic and you're picking up beers. But I don't know, man. I was just thinking I want to be a pixel art dude, fighting people on a ship. Yeah. That's as simple as the thought came, and maybe that's the problem.
No, it's cool.
And stuff. Sorry, I'm gonna not swear. Monetization.
I think it's fine as long as it's not.
No.
All right. I believe the word shit is actually a safe word. It's PG-13. So just. Okay. But anyway. I honestly don't want to censor. I think one of my videos was like flagged to be demonetized. I was looking through it, and I just hit. And I just hit appeal, and then I just moved on with my life. But out of all like the hundreds of other videos, they're all fine, and I'm almost positive I cussed in many of them, right?
Oh yeah, we've never cared.
Yeah, so I don't think it's an issue here. I don't think.
We're not changing.
And by the way, this is not my main monetary. Like, if you look at someone like Ninja, like he completely changed his whole platform. And I actually think it's fine. I think it makes sense. Like he's self-aware that his audience isn't like people of his age. Many of them are kids, and he realized that he's making his fame and fortunes off of children. Not like in a negative way. He didn't necessarily put two and two together. You know what I mean? And then he completely changed his his approach to his channel, and I don't think it's bad. Like I think he recognizes that that's actually probably a positive thing, be a more positive influence to people than
You're
this.
just saying know your audience, and our audience isn't necessarily children.
Yeah, and so they're probably gonna be fine. And plus, even if we were to just for whatever reason stop swearing, I don't think people would be like, "What the hell?" Like I don't swear in front of my children, so it's like it wouldn't be anything principled in me. It's nothing that I would mind, but as it stands, I don't think it's a big deal. We're not like freaking pirates, you know. We don't curse a storm every 5 seconds.
We don't get drunk on a pixelated ship and start fighting each other.
Yeah, I don't think we do it at an obscene level. I don't think there's ever been any complaints of it anyway. So
you know, I did find out though that you can't say the N-word on Twitch, even if you're black. You'll get banned.
Well, that's cool. That's consistent. I always think it's weird.
I'm thinking that like I'd call you my homie.
But it's inconsistent.
Here and there.
Yeah, it's inconsistent though. That's my point. Like if why can one group of people say it and another just because they happen to be representative of that oppression? Like it's inconsistent, you know? Like and so I'm all about that consistency. You know what I mean? Like I'm all like I don't mind like okay, there was like who's that rapper? I forget his name specifically, but I'm sure you heard of this. No, not Logic. Where he had like a white lady come on stage and sing.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
Was it Kendrick? Okay.
Yeah.
So Kendrick like totally put her on blast, man. And it's like, wait, dude, like she came to your concert and she's a fan of your work and she's just singing the song the way you wrote it. You know, I understand that there's a cultural thing. Like if you were just out in the street and she just started saying it, yeah, I can see how people would get upset. You know? The context would be different then, you know? But she's like all the things were really kind of stacked against her unnecessarily, right? And I think there was another rapper who was also pretty popular who had the same circumstance. Like, yeah, okay, so you know all about this. Who had the same thing happen, but he totally handled it like a professional. He realized that it would be awkward. Right?
Into a positive.
So he came in there and he's like, we're brothers. And he was singing it with him. Like they were hand in hand. And it was like, oh, I get it. You know, like this is my song. You're singing it. It's not about colors right now. We're just singing a song that I wrote. And those are my words. Let's embrace this moment. You know, let's take back the word, whatever. Right? Like, that's great.
Guess how the audience reacted?
How did the audience?
Weird.
Yeah, because he didn't make it seem like he did something wrong. Like he's like, nah, you're a fan. And Kendrick Lamar is like, and I'm not a big fan of that, right?
I like how you just did that. What's that?
That's how he sounded.
Kendrick is just like an idiot. Like, whoa.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said he sounded like.
Okay. Let's keep it.
Your interpretation.
Yeah,
your interpretation of that is your interpretation. No, that's what I said. There's no the context is I did say deep. But anyway.
Watch the VOD.
So yeah, I'm happy to hear that Twitter or not was it Twitter or Twitch?
Twitch.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear Twitch is consistent. You know,
that's
good.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Because how is Twitch going to determine your race?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
that's a gray area.
Because I don't look black, right?
Right.
Like at least not like immediately, you know. And so if I were just to go there and be like, "Wait, fool," you know, like they would be like, "Oh, what?" Yeah. So they're smart. Like no, anybody and everybody. Like nobody can say this. And
it's just something I realized, and I might have actually said it on your stream here and there.
Okay.
I don't remember. But you never got banned. Now that I know, I'm gonna say it. That's all.
I need that brush. Are you talking about this pixel art brush? Hey Anthony, have you checked out the Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch? No, I have not. No. Kung Fu Kenny should have kicked her off that stage. LMAO.
I disagree.
Who's Kung Fu Kenny? I don't know.
That's Kendrick Lamar.
Oh hey, this is Forrest.
Rappers have aliases.
I know. Forrest. What's up, Forrest? Yes, I am black. I'm half black, half Korean. That's why I'm incredibly indifferent about racial relations. meaning that like a lot of the controversy goes over my head because I'm like, well, I'm not either. Where do I live, dude? And so I'm very sympathetic to why people get upset, but at the same time, I'm not sympathetic when the context is in this context that we just explained, right? Like again, I get it, man. It's bad manners. Like it's incredibly bad taste, and especially if you're not like a genuine racist, it's still really bad, right? Because there's a lot of bad history behind it. We're not healed from that time of our history, right? And I get it. For instance, like in Germany, being a Nazi or even saying Nazi is like illegal, I believe, right? Like it's really bad, and it's because of like it's fresh, dude. It's real fresh, And I get that. I get that too. That makes sense to me, and so I think a lot of times people don't recognize that. Like, well, it's just a word. It's like, well, it is, and I agree with that. I understand that sentiment, but there's a lot of weight to it still. But like I said, in the context of a concert where you have your friends, or it's not friends, but you have your fans coming and they're singing their songs, like he didn't have to bring her on stage and he didn't have to kind of put her on the spot, but he did. And he didn't give any disclaimers like, hey, try to avoid the N-word for me, Like he could have, if he didn't like want that, he could have at least like gave her a heads up, right? He could have done something, just to play it safe, but he didn't do any of that. And there's a lot of backlash with that. People booed her. People were trying to call her out offline. It's not good, man. So, anyways.
Yo, I gotta be right back.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna go grab some laundry. I'll be right back. Bye.
You cut the N-word out of your diet, respectfully. Yeah, I think so. I think like I always feel like it's one of those types of words that if you get offended by it, but then you use it a lot, I always feel that there's a sense of hypocrisy there. But if you don't get offended by it and you use it, then I understand that as well. But I'll let people do what they want to do. I just disagreed with that specific instance. I think that was bad taste. I'm not sure if this person is being sarcastic, Mr. Sananon. But keep it positive, guys. Keep it positive. What's up, Stephen Gilbert? Yeah, I actually have to get going soon, too. Does anyone have any questions art-related? Because I need to roll out to hang out with my buddies. Just visiting the town. Visiting, and he's in town. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, actually, just a disclaimer. I'll always, maybe I should put it in my banner so people know, so they don't have to ask. But if you're ever in the stream, it's always open for questions. I know I generally will say like open to questions, but I'm trying to do more of these kind of hang out sessions. I think that's what more chill. It makes me have a little bit more opportunity to just hang out. Yeah, I think this is going to be the style that I go for. The question is if I give this person actually a face. I think I should give this person a face. Hey, Anthony, Brazil loves you. Well, I love Brazil, man. I miss it. I want to go visit in the future. Yeah, I've been there for a workshop long ago, and it was great. I'd like to go again. Is the best way to learn to draw is thinking three-dimensionally? Could I become a professional concept artist with Blender? Have been playing a lot of Doom lately. It would be awesome if you did a devil-themed drawing. Okay, I'll do something like that next time. Any thoughts on art block? Love your work, by the way. Keep it up. All right, so first question, three-dimensional learning. Absolutely. If you want to be like really good at your perspective and proportions, absolutely you should learn three-dimensional like concepts and stuff like that. I used to practice drawing like shapes and forms all the time. It's really helpful, incredibly helpful. And then, could I become a professional concept artist with Blender? Absolutely. I know many that do. One of them is Von Ling. I forget how to say his last name, but Von. Like if you just look it up, Blender concept art, he'll most likely pop up, especially like 3D vehicle designs. He's one of the best. Been playing a lot of Doom. Okay, yeah, that's right. I've been playing Doom too, man. I love like the newest Doom. Dude, I love it, dude. It's really good. It's really polished. I'm a big fan of like hardcore, like just action games, like just simple, just really like clear cut, like those types of games that require a lot of skill to improve. Those are the kinds of games I really love. Like Dark Souls is one of those. So even though it's a kind of like RPG game, I like that you don't need to play the RPG aspect of it to be good at it. Art block is just a representation of lack of knowledge. So it just means you don't know as much as you thought, so you need to practice more. You need to study more. Whenever you come into an art block, just stop, pick up a book, go online, do some studies, learn some new stuff. New information put in, new information comes out. How do you deal with competition/comparison? Well, I don't worry about it because there's always going to be competition and there's always opportunity to compare yourself. What I do instead is I think of it like this. I think of having a high standard, like looking at the kinds of artists and things that are out there that I would like to be very similar to or like achieve the same kind of quality. And then I just slowly but surely move towards that direction. Like, for instance, we were talking early in the stream, like how I designed this game, and the pixel art of my game is really simple and really basic. But I wasn't thinking much of it. But then I saw like a stream where I saw like Super Mario World, and I was like, man, Super Mario World looks amazing, and I need to upgrade my pixel art game. And so then I started looking at influences that I would like to achieve towards, and started coming up with solutions of how I can achieve quality pixel art, leveraging my art skills both in design and aesthetic. That's definitely where I can put it in. And so once I've decided to do that, that's why I did these characters. I want to redesign my character, make them actually look cool, have some IP development around it, not make it such a little goofy looking Flash game. I think I can make it look better than that. Nothing wrong with that. I just don't want mine to look like that. What do you do? What do you do to not feel inferior? I think what I just said earlier is kind of the same answer. Because feeling like you're bad and feeling like you suck is, although it may be true, like maybe you do suck, maybe you are bad, it's not helpful, right? Even if it's true. But you know what else is true? Consistent practice and effort will make you better and make you suck less. And that has always been true for me, and that's been true for many of my students and many other professionals. I don't know anybody who just started off good. And I don't know anybody who's always felt awesome. I know people who felt the same way as many of you, like feel they did not good, but then they overcame it and they became good, and now they don't feel that way anymore. I'll take this last two questions. I'm going to roll. Is there a reason why you choose such a dark background to work on? Oh yeah, because I know that the environment that these characters, I've decided to put it like more of like an environment of a dark environment because I think that'd be cooler. And if I put like explosions and stuff, it'll look better. So the design that I did originally for the game. Here, I'll show it to you guys again. I'll pop it open. The original design of the game that I made is behind a light background, but I wasn't really focused on a design aesthetic. I was focused on game mechanics at the time. And so I designed one character so I can put into the game, and I just happened to design him darker. And because he's darker, the background's lighter. And I'm like, well, I don't want the background to be lighter. Like, it would be cooler if it was like at night with like stars and like spaceships flying in the background for like cool like sense of depth, and storytelling within the background without like me actually doing much more than just animating things going left to right, and making like billboards turn different colors. That could be cool, right? Kind of like make it look. I was thinking about like calling the game "I Can Jump 2049," just kind of spoof off of like the Blade Runner franchise. But oh, shoot. There is sound. I'm just making more sound. I almost made it to the end. There's more to it, but anyway. So yeah, I'm making these characters. I'm designing the characters knowing that what my background's going to look like. So I'm making it a little bit darker. Hey Anthony, I was wondering how to avoid making characters with similar builds, body builds. You just gotta like go full throttle and make them not look like that. Like with this, I kind of made them mostly the same because I want them to be relatively humanoid because I know what kind of software I'm going to use and stuff like that, and so I'm kind of like trying to design these to look fit a certain rig, if you know what I mean. But yeah, overall, like just make sure you draw shapes and designs of crazy exaggerations so that way it looks cool. All right. Sorry for the rest of you guys. I'm about to roll out right now. Gotta go meet up for some hangouts. But thanks for hanging out, folks. I appreciate y'all. And peace out. Thanks, Mike, for hanging out too. I plan on doing these regularly, like probably once or twice a week. So be sure to hang out on YouTube and see when I do them. And once I start to feel more comfortable with a time frame where I think I could do them daily, I'll let you guys know. But with that being said, peace out, friends. Laters. Have a great night and have a great weekend. Wait, I got to stop the stream first. And now I'm going to